Hi, good morning students. I am Siddharth and this is an continuity class for the previous class what we discussed for typical configuration of computer system. In previous class we discussed about some black diagram of the computer and its components, four important components: input component, input unit, CPU unit, memory unit and also output unit, how that units will perform and it's through the some devices. After that we will coming to the motherboard and how the motherboard characteristics will be classified based on the criterias, and also what the north bridge and what is the south bridge, what is the main functionalities, and all these basic concepts we discussed in the previous class. But today we are going to discuss about some types of the motherboard. Dear students, types of the motherboard, we classify four types of the motherboard based on its again configurations. So coming to the exactly four types of the motherboard, in that the first type of the motherboard on your screen we are showing, that is XT motherboard. We have an abbreviation for XTA, extended technology. In 1983 by the company IBM, International Business Machine, IBM introduces or devices that will be introduced by the IBM. So that is what we called as XT motherboard. So by this company on that time, this is the basic type of the motherboard. It will support for normal minimum 12 pin connectors, and also these types of the motherboard will support to for the processor like a Intel 8088. So these kinds of the processor it will be a support, and also in this type of the motherboard it will support for low insertion force LIF, and also ISA, industrial standard architecture, and DIMM memory modules, dual inline memory modules. This is what we called as a 12 pin connectors will perform in that XT motherboard. Key points for the XT motherboard. Then coming to the second particular advanced version of the XT motherboard, that is what we called as AT motherboard. This is also introduced by the IBM company, and also in this type of the advanced technology motherboard, what we are using, that is IDE, integrated digital electronics type of that slots we are using, and also HDD, hard disk drive slots we are using, RAM slots we are using, and also some different types of the controllers will supported by the AT motherboards. And also usually AT motherboards will support for the 20 pin connectors. Remember this number students, 20 pin connectors, and also for the AT motherboards will support it to Intel processors versions like 80286, 386, 486. These kinds of the versions will supported for AT motherboards in earlier of the Pentium processors, P4 systems. So after the AT motherboards, then a next interesting category, that is baby AT motherboards. See dear students, here the name is somewhat interesting, baby AT motherboard. So in your mind you may get one question, what is baby AT? See, nowadays in a market, dear students, before explaining the baby AT, just I will give some description about why the baby name is given to that this type of the motherboard. So nowadays in a market, in a Renault company, if it is a car company, if you have a knowledge about car company, Renault is one nowadays leading company. So from that Renault company, the one car is launched, that is a Duster, Renault Duster. So in that Duster we have so many options, so it has so many specifications. That's a huge and it will be a fully higher end car, that is what we called as a Renault Duster, very famous model from that company, that is Renault. But after few days, the one more car was introduced by again the same company, that is Renault, that is Renault Kwid. If you are comparing the Duster and the Renault Kwid, physically it looks like a same, but difference in its sizes and its compacts. But when you are closely observe shapes and all these things, what we are if you have an idea about automobile technology, the shapes what we are observing from the outside, Duster and Kwid, it looks like a same, but different in sizes and its specification. That's why Kwid we will call that is as a baby Duster. I think now you are getting some idea about why we will call that is baby, because almost all it will looks like in a main what we have the larger particular model, but here also the same, it will looks like a physically same, but when we are coming to the specification, when we are coming to the exact size, but it will varies. So this is also in a baby 80 motherboards, it also same, but why we are given the baby 80 means here it will supports for both, not only for XT types of the motherboard and also for 80 types of the motherboard. That's why the combination of XT and 80 motherboard is called as baby 80 motherboard. Also we will call like this. This is a hybrid. Hybrid of XT and 80 is what we called as a baby 80. What we are observing in XT, XT motherboard will support for 12 pin connectors and 80 motherboard will support for 20 pin connectors. But in baby 80, it is a hybridization, it is a combination, both XT and 80. That's why the baby 80 motherboards will support for both 12 pin as well as 20 pin connectors. Then what are the devices we are using in the XT and 80 motherboards? This will be supported by the baby 80 technology. That's why it will support for both 12 pin connectors and also 20 pin connectors. And also usually these kinds of the motherboards will support for SDRAM. SD stands for synchronized dynamic random access memory, and also the baby 80 motherboards will support for AJP slots, accelerated graphics port slots. And also from this earlier boards what we are discussed, XT and 80 motherboard, this is a name baby 80. Because of this reason we are given both properties will be supported by that is a baby 80 motherboards. And also coming to the last one more motherboard, that is ATX motherboard. Dear students, this is a latest motherboard, and also nowadays we are using a motherboard that is by the ATX motherboards, and these kinds of the motherboards ATX, that is advanced extended advanced technology, ATX if you want to abbreviate. Advanced processors, this will be supported by the Intel processors like some versions Core 2 Duo, Core i3, Core i5, Core i7, etc. And this will be supported for DDR RAMs, DDR abbreviate double data rate, and RAM slot, these kinds of the RAM slots it will be support. And to support for the faster speed of the RAMs, PCI expression slots in earlier to the AJP for additional graphics controllers also included. Because ATX motherboards are fastest to compare the previous versions. That's why these kinds of the devices we are using in ATX motherboards. And a new chipset is being developed by faster, supported for the faster IO devices, input output devices, and also include more and more functions. That's why this is advanced. So dear students, we have 4 types of the motherboards. That first one is beginning XT, 80, baby 80 and ATX motherboards. Then all the previous 3 particular motherboards, it has support some number of pins. Like that in ATX motherboard also, it will support for 24 pin connectors. Remember, 24 pin connectors. That's why it is somewhat advanced than previous versions. So this is about types of motherboard. Dear students, after this we will coming to the very important question what we discussed earlier, that is some in a particular black diagram of the computer, some components. Here we will describe in depth knowledge about some components of the motherboard. We have so many components of the motherboard. They may ask the question regarding this topic, that is for 3 marks, and that minimum you have to write 6 to 8 components of the motherboard for that question. So explain the components of the motherboard, like that the question they may ask. So coming to the one by one, what are all the components of the motherboard we have and what's its functions. So if it is coming to the first type of that component of the motherboard, that is CPU socket. So as we discussed earlier, the socket means place. Where we place a processor, that will be a processor socket. Where we insert the processor, that will be a processor socket. So next, RAM slot. This will be where we insert the RAMs, that will be a RAM slot. Then third one, power connectors. Power connectors, these are all types of the cables. These connectors of SMPS, switched mode power supply, we'll discuss later. This will be supported by 24-pin connector motherboards. Of course, ATX motherboard will support for the SMPS, and also these types of the motherboards will support for both 12 and 20-pin connectors. We will discuss later. This is also one component of the motherboard, power connectors, and also north bridge and south bridge. North bridge and south bridge. This is also some important component. North bridge, also known as memory controller hub, MCH, memory controller hub. And this will allow us to the CPU to communicate with CPU and RAM to the graphics cards. And also coming to the south bridge, both are interlinked. South bridge is known as input and output controllers hub. That's why ICH, MCH, memory controller hub. But if you are coming to the south bridge, that is input output controller hub, ICH. So that's what north bridge and south bridge. Then after this, SATA controllers. So I will show diagrammatical representation how the SATA controllers, ATA controllers, and how the BIOS and IC controllers will CMOS, how these devices will be looks. I will show you. But before going to that diagrams, just I am giving just brief description about these devices. Then SATA controllers, these controllers are used to transfers, used to controls the optical drives, solid state drives, and the data transfers. Then BIOS, basic input and output systems. This is also used for the post power on self test. Okay, it will be a test by its own to before booting to the computer. This is what power on self test, post, POST, we will discuss. Then CMOS, complementary metal oxide semiconductor. It supplies the power to the store the BIOS settings, like it will update the time, date to the computer or the CPU. So this is also a CMOS, complementary metal oxide semiconductor battery. And also PCI slots. PCI slots. These slots are used for the sound cards, network cards, internal modems, and also it will display some internet cards, TV tuner cards. When we are connecting for the computers, dish TVs to the computer, on that time we need a TV tuner card. That's time that PCI slots will be helps to connect dishes to the computer. Then PCI slots, these slots are used for the high bandwidth devices, top and solid structures, because when we need some advanced graphics, so on that time these kinds of the devices are useful. And after this, PCI Express slots, that is into 16x, 1x, 4x, like that some versions will come. This is also we are using for the sound cards, network cards, Wi-Fi Ethernet card, use it for the connection of the internet to the particular devices, and low-end graphic cards. These are all some specifications regarding to the PCI expression slots. Then back panel connectors. When you are observing a back panel of the CPU, we have so many back panel particular connectors we are using, and that very importantly USB ports, universal serial bus, and also Ethernet ports. Ethernet ports is an oldest type of the particular device used to connect the internet, internal Ethernet cards, and also some serial and parallel ports, and also some serial and parallel ports are used to connect it for external devices, and fan headers, front panel connectors, what we will use on the CPU, front panel connectors for the mic, sound, USB, as well as so this is what we front panel connectors. And also for sometimes we'll use some LEDs also, LED light indicators, and also front panel USB connectors. So these are all very important particular components of the motherboard. If they ask, you should write a minimum 7 to 8 components of the motherboard. Dear students, if you are closely observing on your screen, I am showing one exact ATX motherboard. Fourth type of the motherboard, ATX motherboard. Nowadays we are using this type of the motherboard. So one by one, if you are closely observe how the devices will looks like. See, PCI express slots, and also PCI slots, IDE connectors, SATA connectors, South Bridge, North Bridge connectors, FDD, floppy disk drive connectors, ATI power connectors, memory slots, DIMM memory slots, North Bridge, CPU sockets, means processor socket, then 4-pin CPU sockets, connectors, rare IO, input output panel shield, PCI Express into 16 slots. So these are all some outer part of a particular devices. So I will show in clearly. See, this will be a PCI Express slot. If you are observing, PCI Express slot of that is a 1x speed. Then same PCI Express slot with a 16x if you are observing. So this will be 16x, same PCI. Then normal PCI slots, white color, if you are observing, this is what? PCI slots. Then after this, IDE connectors, if you are observing on screen, that is green color part, that is IDE or PATA connectors, IDE integrated digital electronics connectors. Then SATA connectors, these connectors are used for the a particular from disk, actually internal hard disk to the motherboard. These type of the connectors are used with the one pink like cable in your CPU. If you are able to observe, that cable is what we called as SATA cable. Okay, so this is a particular connector. There we are using some hard disk to the motherboard with the help of that pink color cable, SATA cable, then to the connector, that is SATA connectors. And the maximum speed for per second, it will be support for the 3 GB. Then after this, if you are closely observing a one box like structure, that is what we called as South Bridge. So South Bridge. So then after this, here FDD connector. So one block, a pin like structure, nearly 12 to 24 pin FDD, floppy disk drive connectors, and beside to that one 24 pin ATX power connectors, white colored, maximum boxes visible clearly 24. So that is what we called as ATX power connectors to the motherboard. Of course, if the motherboard want to on, we need a power. From where we will get? From the SMPS. Switched mode power supply will supplies the power to motherboard with the help of this port. This port, the actual motherboard will get the power. So this is what we called as a 24 pin ATX connector. Then after this, memory slots, that is in DDR, memory slots, where we will place RAMs, where we will place actually DDRs, double data rate RAMs. So here they are given some nearly 4 slots on that type. So this is what we call as slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, slot 4. We have a clipping system, and we know how to fetching a RAM or how to lock a RAM to the particular slot. Then after this, we have a gold like structure, gold color structure. So this is what we called as North Bridge. So North Bridge, gold like structure. Then after this, very important point, a particular device component in the motherboard, that is CPU socket. Actually, dear students, on the motherboard, on this particular CPU socket, we will able to identify one fan also, because sometimes 100% when the computer will goes on increasing the heat, it will making the process, different processes, 100% the computer will becomes heat due to the heating of the processor. Sometimes it needs to cool down, the processor should be cooled down. That's why on this particular processor socket, we have one USB fan also. It will be a work based on its a temperature gradients. On that time, it will be cooled down to this processor. That time it will be no hangouts, or it will be not shut down, so auto start. But if it is not working properly, if the fan is not working properly, students, remember, we will get one technical error. Automatically the computer will restarts immediately after whenever the computer will get to heat, because it will not support to different processor at a time. But if it is fan is working properly, this problem will not come, because processors will be processed according to the some instructions. Some fan is working, cooling processor, so the problems will be not identified. But when the fan will not working properly, that time the CPU will gets to heat and processor will gets to heat. That's why on that time your computer will restarts again and again. So that is the problem we will face when your fan will be able to work fail. So that is the technical error. So you should remember this also. Then after this, so 4-pin CPU power connectors. So as I said earlier, motherboard we need a particular power, that is 24-pin connector. Now it is a 4-pin CPU power connector if you are observing. So this is what 4-pin power connector. From the CPU again we have some 4-pin small male pin, and we will connect to this particular part socket. Then after this we will get next one, that is rear IO panel shield. Rear means that is a backside. So backside of that particular board we will get IO panel shield, IO input and output panel shields. There we will get so many particular components. Actually in this motherboard, if you are able to see this is what we called as rear IO panel. So then after this rear IO panel we will coming to the one blue color. So that is what we called as PCI slot. So this is blue color, a particular component, that is PCI slot. So peripheral component interface. Okay, see PCI Express slot with 16x16 slot. So these are all some on this motherboard what we are observing. It's very clear to understand by this ATX motherboard. And if you have a chance to see directly in your home, if it is CPUs there, or in your college when you are coming to the college lab, if you are able to see, please see these components. Otherwise simply seeing the diagrams or simply your illusions will not work here. But directly better physically, if you are able to see and touch the hardware devices, then will be registered very properly in your mind, and that's very useful for your higher education also. So this will be a very useful one pictorial representation of the motherboard. Then after this, dear students, now we are going to some deep descriptions about a processor and how the clock speed will be recognized. See, each and every computer, it has some unique speed. You may get one question, how we will calculate the speed of the computer? Dear students, it is a unit, gigahertz. With the help of clock speed of the computer, clock speed of the computer, we are able to identify what will be the exact speed of the computer. GHz, gigahertz, will be the unit to calculate the speed of the particular computer. It will be, everything will be related to again processor. Speed of the computer is as well as speed of the processor. Both are same. So clock speed is the rate at which a microprocessor executes its instructions per second. We are telling students per second how much a particular instructions will pass us. So this, based on this, we will calculate the speed of the computer, how it will be work faster. Then after this, BIOS and CMOS. BIOS, basic input output systems. See, dear students, it is a new words to you. BIOS, see, I am showing a particular diagram of how the BIOS and CMOS will looks like. See, Before going to the diagram, just I will give some brief description about the BIOS and CMOS. BIOS, it will perform power on self test post, power on self test post, which checks the working of different components. It will check itself before on the computer whether this device is properly working or not. This is the functionality of BIOS. And also bootstrap loader, programs to load operating system, is what we called as bootstrap loader. Before loading the operating system, it will check whether particular program is working properly or not. Again, that function will be performed by BIOS. That is ROM BIOS, read only memory BIOS. So this is what we called as BIOS, basic input output system, and it will be perform power on self test. It will check the components, different components, and basic device alerts, and it will be checks the bootstraps. It will check the programs before loading. And this is of course it is in hardware, software stored permanently on the hardware. This is what we called as a BIOS. And this BIOS having a particular function, because this is what we discussed. Then beside to that particular black BIOS, if you are able to identify one shell-like structure, that is what we called as CMOS. CMOS, complementary metal oxide semiconductor. So usually this is a shell-like structure. It will acts like a battery. To the computer, it have a chance to store the data. It will stores the data regarding to update its date and time to the computer. So I will show it with clearly. See, these two are the devices. This one, first one, what we are seeing black, that is BIOS, hardware device, and second one, this is shell-like structure, this is a CMOS, complementary metal oxide semiconductor, that is a backup battery. So these two devices, once again I am telling, hardware devices. Then when we are coming to the CMOS, we have one more interesting character. It will come nearly around for 3 to 4 years, but usually depends on the companies of the CMOS. But when we are seeing practically, if you are regularly using a computer, means usually for 1 or 1.5 year you will get lowing battery of that CMOS, and that time regularly you have to change the CMOS. Otherwise your computer will show one notifications on the before starting of the computer, your CMOS will not up to date. That time you should understand that battery will be low. And also when you are on the computer, but that will not affect you on the computer, but when you are on the computer, this will not display exact time and date. So that will be one practical problem you will face when the CMOS gets low battery. So these two are very important particular components of the motherboard, BIOS and CMOS. Then after this, students, we will coming to the one more particular important, that is memory slots. Memory slots. So these are DDR, double data rates memory, or dynamic random access memory, DRAM. So DRAM access memory is an array of random accessible memory bytes which each identify by unique queue address. Of course in this RAM it will be identified by the unique queue address. So when you are able to see the diagram, so we are clearly show how the RAM looks clearly. See, this is what two RAMs are inserted to the two RAM slots, two RAM sockets with the DDR modules. We have in different types in DDR, again DDR1, DDR2, DDR3 RAMs. Nowadays we are using advanced versions of DDR3 and so on. So where we place the RAMs, that is RAM sockets or RAM slots, and green color structure what you are seeing able, that is RAMs. So that is what we call as RAM. It has a particular again characteristics. See, Physically, RAM consists of a small electronic chips which are mounted in modules, a small printed circuit boards on the small printed circuit boards. So of course in that RAM also, if you are able to observe, that is a printed small kinds of the printeds on the it will be looks like a green color. So that is what RAM. Each RAM module is a rectangular printed circuit board. If you are able to physical shape of the RAM means that is a rectangular shape, physical, which fits into the socket, where we place the RAM, that is socket. So this is about RAM and RAM slots. And if we are coming to the speed of the RAM, of course we will calculate the speed of the RAM in the particular, that is in hertz, HZ, hertz. So SD RAMs, different RAMs, we have the different speeds. Yeah, usually SD RAM, synchronized dynamic random access memory, has 66 to 133 megahertz, and second one DDR RAMs nearly 266 to 400 megahertz. And DDR means, note down here, DDR means double data rate, we discussed earlier. Then DDR we have DDR 1, 2, 3. So DDR2 RAMs, it will support for 500 to 667 megahertz, and DDR3, present day we are using this type of the RAMs, that is DDR3 RAMs, nearly 800 to 1333 megahertz of speed of the particular RAMs we are using. And one thing, dear students, you should remember, in operating system we have the two types of bits, that is 32-bit operating system and 64-bit operating system. So these kinds of the RAM will support for both, either 32 or 64-bit processing operating systems. So for each type of the RAM, there are modules of various sizes, 1 GB RAM, 2 GB RAM, 4 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM. In mobile also you will get the same type. Whatever the computer or a mobile, which device has the more memory, which will supports for more operations at a time, which will supports for more operations at a time. So this is why we need a more memory, why we need a more RAM. So this is the functionality, and various speeds, that's why it will support for the maximum speed. And also all the RAM modules have a particular data width which can be a matched motherboard chipset and ultimately the CPU. Nowadays the memory modules are 64, that's what I said, 64 bit wide. Nowadays if you are able to see the Windows 10, dear students, this will support for the 64-bit configurations of the operating system. Usually not that much difference when you are observing the physical visual difference, but characters wise, but its performance wise, we have so many differences between 32-bit and 64-bit configurations of the system, dear students. So this is about RAM and RAM slots, dear students. And up to now what we discussed, so these very important concepts, just practice on these particular concept what we discussed until now. And in next class we are going to discuss about on screen you are observing, that is cache memory and its types of the cache memory, function, how the cache memory will work, and what will be the power supplies to the computer, how that will be performed. Dear students, just pause this video and make a note, write a note on your rough or any book, that will be help to practice. And after completion of this chapter, I will give you some questions regarding this chapter for your practice session. Thank you, dear students.